Glory, glory, Man United, that's the Reds go marching on. Everyone, welcome back to FCAA. Apologies for not uploading for a couple of weeks. I've been a bit ill, so that's the reason why I've not uploaded, so I do apologise, but there's plenty of videos in the works, so thanks for sticking by me. I'll do a bit of admin before. I'm not one, you will notice if you watch my videos, I'm not one to say like the video, subscribe to the channel. I want you to just organically like what I'm creating and putting out there. So if you do like it, that's brilliant. If you do subscribe, I'm only going to say, I think, really trying to get to that 1K mark now. I think we're at 120 odd away. So we'll just, give it a little bit of a push. So if you do like what you're seeing, or you do fancy just supporting, the support's been brilliant. Last few videos, or last couple of videos, and the amount of subscribers creeping ever so closely. So 170 odd now. Really trying to push that 1K. So next year, 2025, can really start to grow this channel properly and put more thought and care and attention into what I'm creating. I know my problem is consistency, but yeah, I do thank every single person that watches the videos, likes, comments, subscribes to the channel. It does mean a lot. So yeah, if you can get me over 1K, that would be a great way to finish the year. But today, I feel like we need a conversation about Marcus Rashford. Now, this is a player I feel so torn over. And obviously after the news on Monday that he's effectively come out and put in a transfer request publicly before speaking to the club, speaking to Harry Winter. We've all seen the stories. We've all seen what's happened. I think I spoke about it on, was it Monday, Tuesday it was, wasn't it? I spoke about it on Sai's channel after the news had broke. And, sometimes that's the wrong thing to do. I think when you jump on a stream straight after news breaks, I think your emotions take over more so than reasoning. So some of the things I may have said then, do I feel the same? Possibly, but not to the scale, magnitude, or even levels of anger and upset that I did when I said them. More so now, you think, with Marcus Rashford, right, okay, so the first thing I think about Marcus Rashford is, this is a young man that is living my dream. Now, I'm a Mancunian from Manchester, support Manchester United, season ticket holder. He's doing everything I wish I could have done in my life. Played for the club I've supported all my life, scoring goals, being the number 10, the Manc born and bred, the legend, the franchise player, the one that has everything in his hands. He has absolutely everything. And the frustration lies, I think, speaking for myself, and I'm not speaking for any other United fan other than myself, the frustration lies when you feel or you see that he's letting this opportunity go by the wayside. Now, that could be many factors that could contribute to him feeling like that, or him not being able to get to the levels that he has done in a few seasons consistently. And that's always been my problem with Rashford, is the consistency, not being able to stay at that level. 2022, 2023, you would probably say, for goal scoring and how important he was to the team, possibly his best, singular. And you think, the season with him, Greenwood and Martial, that front three, we were in dreamland, and the output then was fantastic as well. And, he's come from the academy, he's a Mancunian, and he's playing for my club. So I'm massively torn on this player, because there's always going to be a part of me that backs him and wants him to do well. But then I have to think, as a Manchester United fan, and what is best for the football club. And let's be honest, the last 10 or so years have been hell for United fans that have grown up watching success consistently and having us win and having us compete, and to not do that properly or in the competitions we want to. It's all well and good winning League Cups and FA Cups and challenging, we've won one Europa League. As good as they are to have, they're not what we want. We want Premier Leagues, we want Champions Leagues, and we want to be deep in those competitions, especially the the Champions League. So that's what we want to be doing every single season. So because we're not doing that, and because we've seen some players come and just stay for the money, come for the money, stay for the money, and just what looks like to be happily sit by the wayside, collect money, and not really give two shits about Manchester United. When it looks like a player from the academies seems to be doing that, or doesn't enjoy the environment, or can't seem to put the effort in that other players are doing, frustration massively builds. And I've had arguments over Rashford at Old Trafford at a game. You know, I think it was the derby last season when we were played off the park as per usual by City, when City are playing well. And I think he got substituted, and I had a head loss. He walked past where I sit. Obviously, I'm 8 rows from the front, and I shouted at him. And I'm not one. I never boo players, and I never go out my way to be rude to players or to say, you know, criticise players in that way at the stadium. But I had a head loss, and I said some things. I won't say what I said. I said some things that I regret now. I wasn't overly, you know, rude to him or said things. I just voiced my opinion, but I probably could have handled it a little bit better. And a gentleman that sits near me stood up and started defending Rashford, and I had to go back at him, and we had a bit of back and forth, and some people around me were backing what I was saying and stuff like that. Now I look back at that, and I've been on, you know, Saeed's channel, I've been on United Stand, I've been on plenty of platforms and voiced, and it looks like an agenda, voiced my opinions on Marcus Rashford, that he shouldn't be able to get away with it because he's from Manchester. He doesn't look like he's interested when he's playing for the club. Why, as a player that's, and I don't like to factor the wage in, but the factor has to come into it when you are put on a pedestal, and rightly or wrongly put on a pedestal as the franchise player, the big star of this team, the best player that we have. If you agree with that or not, I don't know. So all that frustration builds massively when a player that we all want to get behind, when it is a youth player, and we know how important the youth players are to Manchester United, as they are to every club, but there's something special when it comes to Manchester United. You know, we hold that record of having a youth player in our match day squad for years and years, 80 odd years or whatever it is. So when one comes through that wasn't massively expected to do so at the level he has, comes in and scores debut goals, goes on and plays for England, wins trophies with the club, that's, you know, you're heralded for that. And that's something that I'm always going to back. Whoever it is that comes through, that, you know, the Kobe Mainus, you know, Garnacho's, Amas, whoever it is come through next, I will always back them. And I just feel really upset that all this with Marcus Rashford has come to pass. Maybe he should have left earlier, two seasons ago, before Ten Hag came in. Who knows what it is? And, you know, rightly or wrongly, the player will get a lot of the criticism because he's come out in the public and said he's ready for a new challenge. Now, that's ambiguous. He's never actually said he wants a new challenge away from Manchester United, and I think Amorim was clever in the way he responded to that by saying, yeah, this is a new challenge. It's a challenge for everyone. We could probably read between the lines and think, no, he wants to move away from Manchester United. And it's sad that it's come to that point. And like I was saying, it's not all down to him. The club, I feel, they haven't let him down, but they've possibly put him in a situation that he should never have been in. I don't think he isn't as talented as what people may have perceived him to be. I don't think he's definitely not as consistent, and I definitely isn't. You know, you think about them comparisons to Mbappe, he's not on Mbappe's level, you know, and he's not, if you want to start putting him against the best left wingers in the world, like your Vinny Juniors, or even, you know, Saka on the right wing, you know, can he sit in that company consistently? I don't think he can. So I always thought he was a brilliant squad player to have, but should he be starting for me for a team that's going to challenge for the league and challenge for the Champions League? No, I don't think so. So I feel like, you know, the club do have to look at what part they've played in all this situation for sure. Could it be handled better? Yes, the lines of communication should be there. You know, people are blaming the club for briefing that they're looking to sell him, but I don't think the club have actually come out and said they want to sell Rashford. I think with the new manager coming in, head coach, every player is on an audition now. Every player is fighting for their future. But you have to show that you want to fight for your future. You have to show that you're willing to do everything you can to be a mainstay and stay at Manchester United in this new regime, new era, whatever you want to call it. And I still don't feel I've seen Marcus Rashford do that. I go to Old Trafford every single week. I'm not a body language expert, but I've seen his demeanour. I've seen what he does at the end of the game when the rest of the players are walking around the pitch to applaud the fans, and he heads straight off without doing so and heads down the tunnel. That doesn't sit right with me. No matter how bad you are, no matter how out of form you are, the fans are there to support you. And, I was having a conversation with someone, debate with someone last night on X, and after during the Tottenham game, before the Tottenham game, there's that picture of obviously the bed sheet that says Tara, no more excuses kind of thing. And they're trying to tell me that the fans have gone against Rashford. And I'm adamant that I go to Old Trafford. Let me tell you, the match-going fans have not turned on Marcus Rashford. They sing his name most weeks, if not every single week, that his chant rings around Old Trafford. And the majority of the stadium are singing it, especially, the Stretford end and the TRA. And I know that backing is always there. And like most players, there's only a couple of instances you can think of where players have got some criticism from fans. Speak of Paul Pogba, I think Martial got a little bit of it. And I ain't started to say it's an agenda against them or against black players, 100% not. But Marcus Rashford hasn't had that treatment. And to see it at a game now, whether that's one person or not, to see it creep out in the games, stuff against him, kind of lets you know fans are fed up. Let's be honest with you, we are fed up of players not looking like they care enough about the club, not looking like they love the club enough. And no player is likely to love the club more than the fans are, but he's one of our own. He is a Manchester United fan. He is from Manchester. He gets it more than every other player should because he's from the area. There's something about it, being here, being from Manchester, having a Manchester lad play for your team. He should know everything about that and what it means to us. Where he goes next, that's really interesting. And does he even go? Who knows? Does he play again? He's been left out of 2 squads now. I know Amorim said that the game against Bournemouth on Sunday, he's back in contention. But I do believe he said it for the Tottenham game, which happened last night. So it's frustrating. It's not needed right now. I feel like we've got so much going on, so much upheaval, so much to learn, to change, to adapt, to evolve to. It's just another problem that we definitely didn't need. And if I'm United, I'd probably look to get him out in January. I think it's needed now. Because if you've got a player that doesn't want to be there, it's very similar to the Ronaldo issue we had with Ten Hag. Do you keep him? You probably don't, because is his head in the right place to want to fight for the team on match days? Where he goes, that's anyone's guess. I mean, PSG, Arsenal, I think probably the main two you're going to look at. But would United want to sell him to a Premier League rival? I would say no. I don't think that helps us. And we need to be in a position of power. The player said he wants to leave. Manchester United, for me, have to hold the cards and say to him, if you've got somewhere to go, let us know so we can see if it works for us. But PSG has to be the one. I think he's probably, but who knows? I wish him personally the best. I hope he goes on, if he does leave United, to have a great rest of his career. And I feel like it's got to the point now it's best for Manchester United as a football club and Marcus Rashford as a person to part ways. And if anything, more so for him as a person on a human level, for his mental health, for just him to be happy and smiling and enjoying everything about playing football again, because it's such a short career. It'll go by like that. He should be enjoying every single day. He shouldn't be seen look upset, not wanting to play for the club, not wanting to play football, biting back on Twitter and all this, and having to say, if you doubt me, good, or whatever. So I feel like the time has come possibly for a parting of ways. and we'll see where we are. But I just wanted to put some few words across about how I felt about the whole thing. I feel like I've sat with it and wanted to say, you know, I feel this more than I would any other transfer for Manchester United, because, like I've said several times in the video, he's a Mancunian lad, he's a Manchester United fan, he's living my dream. So I want him to be the best he can be, and if it's for Manchester United, great. If not, then so be it. But I appreciate if you've stuck by. Let me know what you think about Marcus Rashford and the whole wanting to leave Manchester United. What's the best situation and outcome for you, the club, and for Marcus Rashford? And what do you feel about yourself as a fan? How do you feel about everything? But no, as I said at the start of the video, big thank you to all the love and the support over the last few months, building towards an even better 2025. So do massively appreciate it. And if you can help me get to 1,000 subscribers as quick as possible, that'd be great. But as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.